Human beings really have story hardwired into them. We have story in us, it's in our genes. Kids do it naturally.
Once children can feel a story and listen and learn to love a good story, it just makes their day.
Phantoms, he bragged, you have got to be kidding.
There's drama created and their whole body is put into motion. So from their tips of their toes to their fingertips, I mean, their entire body becomes part of the story.
She was as pale as snow, as clear as crystal. She looked him right in the eyes.
Each year, every time I work with children telling stories, I'm just amazed at the success that I see.
The ability to observe people, see how your language is affecting them, to modify what you're doing, makes the storytelling experience to be an invaluable one.
I think it makes them more informed readers because they have had a part in making a story their own.
Martha and Mitch have given us an amazing collection of stories over here. After you've read at least 15 different stories, from this list of 15, you're going to select your top 3 favorites.
Students have to have a great selection of stories because the story that they pick has to be one that they really, really enjoy. Because every student wants to have a story that they just love to tell.
Do you remember that? No kidding. This is the one.
It's very important that every student feels successful. And so you want to have a real variety of stories. You want to have some that are very simple and short. And then you want to have some that are much more complicated. You want to have some that are scary, some that are purely for entertainment. And of course you want to have some in there that are more poignant, that teach lessons, those stories that explain something about the world.
For hundreds and hundreds of years, a folktale has been passed from one person to another, and we're lucky that sometime in history someone finally wrote it down, or we might not know it today.
Now when that story was told a long time ago from one person to another, was it the same every time? No, not at all.
We try to impress upon the students right from the beginning that they are not supposed to tell the stories as it is written down on the page. These are stories that have evolved for hundreds and hundreds of years. We encourage them to make the story their own and to tell it in their own words.
Now your job is going to be to look at your story that you've selected and then make a series of pictures to remind you of the important parts. It's meant to be simple to remind you of the things that happen in the story.
One of the first things that we have students do is to make a story map or outline. That way they can get away from the words. They can think of that story as a series of pictures rather than a series of just words. One thing that storytelling does in the classroom is it can create a wonderful community in that classroom. Students learn how important it is to work together, to help each other, to be kind to each other. And if you create that sense of community in your classroom, it's going to go a long way to helping you teach all sorts of different things.